Please welcome to the stage, Chair of West Hollywood Chamber of Commerce, Nick Remedio.
Good evening, everyone. It is so fantastic to see all of your faces tonight. Can you believe it's been 2 years since we've been together? Just unbelievable. We should raise it. Let's go ahead and clap for that, right? Being a part of the reception, talking to everyone, it's been clear how much we've missed each other. West Hollywood it's a 2-square-mile city. What we do best is connect, engage, create, collaborate. And so with that, I want to acknowledge our board members here tonight, our Board of Governors, our elected officials here this evening. We have Mayor Lauren Meister, We have Mayor Pro Tem Seppi Shine, Councilmember John D'Amico, Councilmember Lindsay Horvath. I have not seen Councilmember John Erickson this evening, but we also have from city staff, Assistant City Manager Oscar Delgado, Jackie Rocco, John Kehoe, Janet Jimenez, Danny Rivas, and Paulo Crespidet. Our sheriffs are here tonight. We have Captain Ramirez, Lieutenant Mulder. Let's give a special round of applause for our law enforcement this evening. Throughout the pandemic, you were right there alongside us and keeping the city safe. We really appreciate all that you do. I need to acknowledge our West Hollywood Travel and Tourism Board. We have the bids here. I saw Brett Lettieri, chair of the Sunset Strip. We have our Design District Board table right over here. Marco Paluzzi and other board members. Assembly member Richard Bloom was here this evening, as is Josh Kirpies. Michael Aguilera, representing Congressman Schiff's office. Davis Hahn, representing Senator Ben Allen's office. City of Los Angeles Controller Ron Galprin was here tonight. And we appreciate all of your support. I need to acknowledge our chamber team, Leslie, John Nalani, and I'll be talking a lot about Genevieve, but our president and CEO, Genevieve Morrill. So it's surreal to imagine that the last time we gathered was 2 years ago. Who knew that we would be here then? 2019, November, we were thinking 2020, the roaring 20s, what was it going to look like? We went into the new year, February, we started hearing about COVID. It was in Asia. I was at a conference in Las Vegas, and it seemed like something was happening over there. We heard about hotels and resorts closing, and it seemed like the impossible. That would never happen here. March happened, we started shutting down, and then the whole world changed. Much like what happened from September 10th of 2001 to September 11th, 2001, our entire lives changed as we knew it. And who knew 20 months later we'd still be here? It's astounding how different our world has become. And I have to say, I want to raise, I actually would like to have a moment of silence for all of the loved ones lost from COVID-19 and from all those affected. We can't start any comments without thanking our healthcare workers. I want to raise a round of applause. Deborah Kalick from Cedars-Sinai, a great friend from Cedars-Sinai. She's here this evening. An amazing partner with not just the West Hollywood Chamber of Commerce, but many chambers of commerce, not just Cedars, but so many hospitals, all hospitals. The efforts that they made during 2020 has saved so many. I need to recognize the efforts that our city made. If you haven't heard, the city was recognized for being the most business-friendly city. I believe it was from the work that was accomplished during 2020, so I need to recognize not just council members Lindsay Horvath and John D'Amico and Mayor Lauren Meister, but I'd be remiss not to recognize, and we'd be remiss as a chamber not to recognize the efforts made of John Heilman and John Duran, who are here this evening. This evening, we're recognizing a very special person, David Cooley. He's got a small place over in Robertson. Maybe you've heard of it. It's called the Abbey. So David was kind of like the Doogie Howser in the restaurant business. He opened the Abbey when he was 10 years old. David, I don't know what you've done, but you look fabulous, and you've managed it so well. But not just for what David's done over the last 30 years, but David was a giant during the pandemic, because I was on those calls with our city staff, on those calls as we were all wondering what the hell was happening and how we were going to bring our businesses back alive. And David fought so valiantly like we all did. We did a press conference when the county shut us down last year, right before Thanksgiving. We did it at the Abbey. We raised the concerns of the small business community. David gave the most touching speech. Tears were coming from his eyes. We all felt it. David Cooley, you are a giant among people. We are so happy to honor you this evening. The Creative Business Awards. Wow. There's no question that this pandemic has challenged us in ways as a small business community to think creatively, to think outside the box, just to keep our businesses alive than any other time in modern history. I'm not sure if you're an employer, if you're a manager, and we all talk of pivoting. Has anyone felt like they've pivoted to where you're almost dizzy and you don't know what the hell direction you're going in? Because I know I felt that way. I want to salute every single business owner, every single manager. If you're responsible for employing people, if you are responsible for keeping your businesses open, raise your hands and salute all of you. It was such a scary time. Because in the small business community, you know, where do we come from? Where does it start, right? You have an idea. You're like in your kitchen, you're like, this could be cool. Maybe I'll open a business. Maybe I'll quit my job and do something. And then I'm going to go talk to my friends. I'm going to talk to my family. I'm going to raise some money. I'm going to tell them my crazy idea. And then I raise the money. And then I go talk to a landlord and I negotiate a lease. Kind of scary signing that 5-year lease or a 10-year lease. Personal guarantee or no personal guarantee, I don't know. It's all very scary. And then you get to the point where you start hiring people and you say, believe in me. I have a vision for the future. We're going to create jobs. We're going to create something special, and you're going to be a part of it with us. And then you go out there and you do it. You hire contractors, and you're building this thing. You have an idea of what it's going to be, and then it becomes something else, and you're like, this is what it's supposed to be. All along, I knew it was going to be that. I maybe thought it was this. And then we give birth to this business. And then the years pass, and you're fighting passionately, and then this pandemic comes, and it just crushes you. And you're there, and you're thinking about every single person that you let go, and you're fighting tears, and you're thinking, how am I going to bring them back? And they say pivot, and I'm going to pivot, and that's what we're going to do. And then we do it. And that's what the last 20 months have been for the small business community. That's what we as a chamber have been advocating for the last 20 months. Fighting for every single one of you, fighting for every single one of our employees. I need to salute our city staff. I need to recognize Paul Aravallo, who's not here this evening. I need to recognize David Wilson. The city staff, the collaboration between city staff and the small business community starting in March of 2020 was unprecedented. And we need to raise our hands to them. So now I have to acknowledge the elephant in the room. I'm deeply saddened by the current relationship with this new city council. It's fractured. a relationship with the small business community that the city has never seen. We've never had a relationship like this with a city council. But that's where we're at now. Does not reflect the deep love that this chamber has for its community, for its residences, for its businesses. We agree to disagree. We have a deep respect for our city staff. We've been great partners throughout our relationship. Did you know, if you look up, the West Hollywood Chamber of Commerce was established in 1921. This is the year that we celebrate our 100 years. That's right, the Chamber of Commerce is 100 years old. We've been a part of this community before it was incorporated. We're here today, and we'll be here tomorrow. For our members and businesses who are frustrated by the current state of affairs, please know that we have an election next fall in 2022 for the City Council, where we have the opportunity to participate. That's what democracy is all about. If you like where the politics are going now, then continue going down that road. If you disagree with the issues and the decisions that the council is making, then you have a clear choice to participate in the election process. And I ask all of you, raise money, participate, vote, join the election process. Just because we disagree does not mean that we don't love our city and that we don't have a vested stake in our city's future. Speaking of our council, I'm now proud to introduce our mayor, Lauren Meister. Lauren Meister, I believe, is like your big sister. You don't always agree with everything that she says. She'll tell you things you don't want to hear, but you know that deep down at heart, she cares deeply about you, regardless of whether you disagree or agree, regardless of any differences. Lauren's integrity, her genuineness, her straightforward focus on our city, its residences, its businesses, and their collective well-being are central to who she is as mayor. It's who she's always been. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me and stand in welcoming our mayor, Lauren Meister, to the stage this evening.